Hey guys, welcome back to Dip Switch Demos. My name is Jackson and today we are checking out the Thorpy FX Camoflange. Has been very high up on my list of things I wanted to try ever since I sort of got to know and love my Boss BF2 flanger from 83 or 84, I think this one is. I really fell in love with flange as an effect and sort of opened my eyes to what it can do. However, there are a few things I wish this could do that this kind of answers. For example, I wish this had a clean blend, and also I wish it had a bit more control over the overall frequency of the sort of sound of the flange. This, like I said, answers all of those things, all of those queries I had with the BF2. We have a treble control for sort of reintroducing some upper frequencies into your flange, and also a blend control, which is not only good for reintroducing your clean signal back into sound. Typically, flange cuts a load of low end from your sound, so being able to reintroduce your clean signal back in brings in back some of that low end. But what I also found, if you crank this to 100% wet, you get some really almost pitch vibrato sounds, some much crazier sounds that you wouldn't really associate with flange at all. It's a really versatile modulation pedal in that sense. Talking of the versatility of the Camoflange, I would also argue that flanger pedals do chorus better than most chorus pedals do. You can really get some of those classic chorus tones out of a flanger pedal, like the Police and things like that, those sort of chorusy, well, what we associate with chorus, but it's really flange going on, really nails that tone. I love it for that. That's probably how I use it most of the time. Flanger is really such a great effect. I wish more people were using it. So, as well as those treble and blend controls, we also have a few other controls on here to control the modulation. We have rate and depth, pretty self-explanatory. We kind of know what they do if you're familiar with most modulation pedals. And then we have manual and harmonics. Now these are a little more in depth, and really I think the best way to explain them is to show you what they sound like in the tones part of this video. But essentially manual is controlling the delay time of the flange, and the harmonics is like a center zero or through zero control. Just like the Deep Oggin and a few of the newer Thorpy FX pedals, this was designed heavily in collaboration with Dan Coggins of Lovetone, who is now actually part of the Thorpy FX team full-time, pretty much as far as I know. But essentially, Lovetone had a flange pedal as well, and if I'm not mistaken, this is sort of a Mark II, take version of that pedal. So it is nailing those classic vintage tones, but for me, it's bringing flange and flanger, which is in a way a forgotten modulation effect in modern day, to modern day guitar players, and I think that's really important. More people should be using flanger pedals, and that's pretty much it. Let's get some tones. I'm going to use my Telecaster, my Fender Telecaster, into the Victor V40, set it pretty clean, going into the Boss Waza tube amp expander where a bit of the reverb is coming from, which is also emulating a 212 cab mic'd up with a ribbon and an SM57, going into my audio interface and then into Logic. First of all, you will hear a load of clean sounds with the pedal to really hear what the flange is doing, and then I thought we'll add a bit of drive, so I'm going to use the Hampstead Odyssey for a bit of drive sounds with the flange, just to hear a bit more variation with the tones. Thanks guys for checking out the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and maybe check out some more. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.